As his name suggests, the German Shepherd originated in Germany, where he was created in the 19th century primarily by Captain Max von Stephanitz, who wanted to develop a dog that could be used for military and police work. The result was a dog with striking good looks, intelligence, and versatility. The adaptable and attractive dog soon drew the attention of dog lovers in other countries. While Rin Tin Tin is the most famous of the early German Shepherds, he was not the first to come to the United States. One is known to have been brought in the US in 1906, and the American Kennel Club registered the German Shepherd in 1912. The First World War put a dent on the breed's popularity because the dogs were associated with the enemy. German Shepherds braved artillery fire, landmines, and tanks to supply German soldiers in the trenches with deliveries of food and other necessities. After the war, movies featuring Rin Tin Tin and fellow German Shepherds Strongheart brought the breed back into favor. American audiences loved them. For a time, the German Shepherd was the most popular breed in the United States, and now he's second in line to the mighty Golden Retriever. The Afghan Hound is from Afghanistan, but little is known of his early history or how long he's existed. A drawing of one of the dogs sent home by Thomas Stewart Broughton while he was in India in 1809 was published in a book of letters in 1813, so the breed has certainly been around for more than 200 years and likely very much longer. Studies of the canine genome indicate that the Afghan descended from one of the oldest types of dogs. The dogs in Afghanistan were found in several different types depending on the region they were from. Dogs from mountainous areas were more compact with darker, heavier coats, while desert-dwelling dogs were more rangy with coats that were lighter in both color and volume. They were used to course fast-running games such as deer and antelope, as well as hares, wolves, and jackals. Hunting in partnership with falcons, they flushed quail and partridges for the falcon to bring down or for the hunter to shoot. British military officers brought the dogs back to the West after being posted to the India-Afghanistan border, and the dogs unfortunately died out in Europe during the World War I because food shortages limited the breeding and keeping of dogs. But breeding began again in 1920 when some desert-time Afghans were imported to Scotland by people who had been stationed in Balochistan. Some of the mountain-type dogs were sent from Kabul to England in 1925. During the same decade, Americans imported some of the Afghans from Britain. The ideal German Shepherd is direct, fearless, and confident. When he comes from parents who have good temperaments and has been socialized to become familiar with many different people, sights, and sounds, he's an intelligent, easy to train, devoted, and fun-loving dog. The German Shepherd is naturally protective of his home and property and will always alert you to strangers or intruders, but if you welcome someone into your home, your German Shepherd will accept them too. He will also get along well with other pets, especially if he's raised with them since puppyhood. German Shepherds are smart and learn quickly, the cats rule. The German Shepherd needs a job. While many German Shepherds are raised successfully in kennel situations, these are working dogs who have demanding and interesting tasks to do that give them the needed exercise and mental stimulation. If your Shepherd is a family companion, he needs to live indoors with your family and receive opportunities to exercise his brain, such as learning tricks, helping you around the house by picking things up, and bringing them to you or serving the community as a therapy dog. He will enjoy going for walks or hikes, chasing a ball, or getting involved in a dog sport. He doesn't need to live in a large house with a yard, but if you do live in an apartment or condo, you must be able to give him plenty of walks or other daily exercise and opportunities to relieve himself during the day. Otherwise, he'll be lonely, bored, and even destructive. There are few dog breeds whose fans don't call them intelligent, but in the case of the German Shepherd dog, that's probably an understatement. They're extremely intelligent and famously trainable. Their intelligence means they don't suffer fools or wimpy owners gladly, which means consistent training from an early age is not optional. Those brains, if not put to work in constructive ways, will find plenty of destructive alternatives. German Shepherds can also be way too much dog for even the most well-meaning of people because they were created and bred to work for many generations. Their genes tell them to be a guardian, a police dog, a guide dog, a search and rescue dog, almost anything other than a couch potato. If you aren't ready for that level of commitment, perhaps you should find another breed. Many people want a German Shepherd for purposes of protection, but almost no one really needs a trained protection dog. Most people or families simply need a watchdog and a deterrent. The German Shepherd's size, body language, reputation, and instinctive protectiveness are all that's needed to accomplish those goals, so don't get a trained protection dog that you don't need and probably can't handle. A socialized, well-mannered German Shepherd who lives with his family will protect them as part of his nature. Before we continue, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button as it would mean a lot. Thanks. The Afghan Hound is aloof and dignified except when he's being silly. Aloof doesn't mean shy. He should never be afraid of people and is usually not aggressive towards them. He takes his time getting to know people outside his family. People who are fortunate enough to be allowed into a circle of friends will experience a dog with an exuberant nature and a wicked sense of humor. Afghans do everything to extremes. They're drama queens and food thieves, bossy and mischievous. They have a high prey drive, and although they may get along well with cats they were raised with, outdoor cats should fear for their lives when the Afghan springs into action. The Afghan is an independent thinker and is happy to do what you ask as long as that's what he wanted to do anyways. He's highly intelligent and learns quickly, but he won't always respond to your commands or better yet, requests. He's thinking about it. Maybe he'll do it later, or not. This can make him frustrating to train and even more frustrating to compete with. Afghans have done well in sports such as agility and lure coursing, but only when their people have extreme patience, a never-ending sense of humor, and a good command of positive reinforcement techniques to lure him into compliance. The sport in which the Afghan excels, of course, is the lure coursing. If you're able to let him participate in this activity, you'll be rewarded by the sight of his breeding and heritage in action. Any dog, no matter how nice, can develop obnoxious levels of barking, digging, counter-surfing, and other undesirable behaviors if he is bored, untrained, or unsupervised. Any dog can be a trial to live with during adolescence. Start training your puppy the day you bring him home. Even at 8 weeks old, he's capable of soaking up everything you can teach him. Don't wait until he's 6 months old to begin training, or you will have a more headstrong dog to deal with. If possible, get him into puppy kindergarten class by the time he's 10 to 12 weeks old and socialize. However, be aware that many puppy training classes require certain vaccines like kennel cough to be up to date, and many veterinarians recommend limited exposure to other dogs in public places until puppy vaccines, including rabies, distemper, and parvovirus, have been completed. In lieu of formal training, you can begin training your puppy at home and socializing him amongst family and friends until the puppy vaccines are completed. Talk to the breeder, describe exactly what you're looking for in a dog, and ask for assistance in selecting a puppy. Breeders see the puppies daily and can make uncannily accurate recommendations once they know something about your lifestyle and personality. All dogs have the potential to develop genetic health problems, just as all people have the potential to inherit a particular disease. Run and don't walk from any breeder who does not offer a health guarantee on puppies, who tells you that the breed is 100% healthy and has no known problems, or who tells you that her puppies are isolated from the main part of the household for health reasons. A reputable breeder will be honest and open about health problems in the breed and the incidents with which they occur in their lines. The German Shepherd has a reputation for being prone to hip dysplasia, but breeders are working to decrease the occurrence of this genetic malformation. When a dog has hip dysplasia, the head of the thigh bone doesn't fit properly into the hip socket. Over time, the bone begins to wear away, eventually resulting in painful arthritis. Depending on the severity of the condition, hip dysplasia can be managed with medication, or the hips can be surgically replaced at a cost of thousands of dollars per hip. It's impossible to know if a dog has hip dysplasia simply from examining him or watching him move. Degenerative myelopathy is one of the most devastating of conditions that can affect GSDs. This neurological disease results in a slow, creeping paralysis of the dog's hindquarters. It's untreatable and eventually the dog won't be able to move on his own. Watch your dog carefully for signs of pain and discomfort that come on gradually rather than suddenly, and check his nails at least once a month to watch for signs of uneven wear. While DM in dogs is incurable, the course of the disease can be slowed with treatment. Like many other large breeds, German Shepherds can suffer from a wide variety of heart diseases, including murmurs, valve diseases, and a large heart. An annual heart exam is critical in catching these conditions early on, as many of them respond well to treatment. Before individual German Shepherds can be included in the Canine Health Information Center (CHIC), the German Shepherd Dog Club of America requires them to have hip and elbow certifications from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals (OFA) and GSDCA temperament test results on file with OFA. In Afghan Hounds, health problems can include hip and elbow dysplasia, juvenile cataracts, and bleeding disorders such as von Willebrand disease. Ask the breeder to show evidence that both parents have been certified free of juvenile cataracts by a veterinarian and have a hip evaluation of excellent, good, or fair from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals. For an Afghan to achieve CHIC certification, he must have Orthopedic Foundation for Animals OFA or Pen Hip certifications for hip, an OFA thyroid evaluation, and an eye clearance from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation. Breeders must agree to have all test results, positive or negative, published in the CHIC database. A dog need not receive good or even passing scores on the evaluations to obtain a CHIC number, so CHIC registration alone is not proof of soundness or absence of disease, but all test results are posted on the CHIC website and can be accessed by anyone who wants to check the health of a puppy's parents. A good breeder will be able to discuss the prevalence of all health problems in her dog's lines, those with and without genetic screening tests, and help puppy buyers make an informed decision about health risks to their dog. Don't fall for a dishonest breeder's sales pitch. If the breeder tells you she doesn't need to do those tests because she's never had any problem in the lines, her dogs have been vet checked, or any of the other excuses bad breeders have for skimping on the genetic testing for their dogs, walk away immediately. Careful breeders screen the breeding dogs for genetic diseases and breed only the healthiest and best looking specimens. But sometimes Mother Nature has other ideas and a puppy develops one of those diseases despite good breeding practices. Advances in veterinary medicine means that in most cases the dogs can still live a good life. If you're getting a puppy, ask the breeder about the ages of the dogs in their lines and what they died of. Remember that after you've taken a new puppy into your home, you have the power to protect him from one of the most common health problems in dogs, obesity. Keeping your dog in an appropriate weight is one of the easiest ways to extend his life. Make the most of your preventive abilities to help ensure a healthier dog for life. The German Shepherd dog has a thick, medium-length double coat that sheds a lot and constantly, so much that even his fans call him a German Shedder. The undercoat sheds heavily in spring and fall, and the German Shepherd must be brushed and bathed frequently during that time to get out all that loose hair. The rest of the year, weekly brushing is generally enough to keep him clean. If the German Shepherd is your breed of choice, purchase a heavy-duty vacuum cleaner. Don't get a German Shepherd if you have allergies or are a fussy housekeeper. The Afghan Hound has long, thick, silky hair with a fine texture. The coat does not need to be clipped or trimmed, and the dog wears it in all its glory. The finishing touch is a top knot of long, silky hair. Grooming is an essential part of living with an Afghan Hound. Plan to brush and comb the Afghan Hound's thick, silky hair 3 times a week to prevent or remove mats and tangles, and bathe him as needed. You may want to invest in a professional dog blow dryer if you bathe him frequently. The Afghan sheds moderately. The more often you brush him, the less hair you will have falling off the dog and onto your floors, furniture, and clothing. The rest is basic care. Trim the nails as needed, usually once a month, and good dental hygiene is important, so brush the teeth frequently for good overall health and fresh breath. Check the ears weekly for dirt, redness, or a bad odor that can indicate an infection. If the ears look dirty, wipe them out with a cotton ball dampened with a gentle ear cleaner recommended by your veterinarian. It's best to introduce your dog to grooming at an early age so he will accept it gracefully. Alright guys, which one do you think you'll get? Tell me down in the comments.